I don't think it would be a stretch to say that New Blood Interactive is kinda popping the fuck off recently. In the past few years, they've come absolutely blasting onto the retro FPS scene, with their published titles so far evoking a sort of modern evolution of the retro first-person shooter. They had pretty solid success with titles like Dusk and Amid Evil, with Dusk sporting a great soundtrack by Andrew Hulshult, who is now producing the soundtrack for the newest Doom Eternal DLC. Dusk and Amid Evil do a great job adapting the retro FPS formula into something more modern, game design-wise, while simultaneously having hyper-stylized retro graphics, with Dusk sporting a low-poly visual style set in an occultic setting, and Amid Evil taking on a dark fantasy style with weird creatures and magical weapons. There's also the upcoming Gloomwood, which is self-described as Thief with Guns, and is set in a dark Victorian setting. I can definitely say that the variety and themes of the games they tend to publish is awesome and absolutely varied, so fans of New Blood published games can always expect something new and different between each title. And then there's Ultrakill. Ultrakill hit the scene around the time of the Summer Game Fest starting this year, and it made some decent waves online. Specifically, keeping in line with New Blood's gimmick of buying domain names that link to their Steam pages, what they went with for Ultrakill definitely drew some attention. Devil May Quake. Ultrakill is basically what happens if you took the modern hyper-fast style FPS we've seen in the past few years after Doom 2016 was released, and combined it with Devil May Cry's style meter. Yeah. Ultrakill is a linear retro FPS where the main gimmick of the game is that you get different amounts of style points for different types of attacks. Sure, you can just headshot an enemy, but why do that when you could reflect the enemy's projectile instead? Or flip a coin and reflect your bullet off of it. The game provides tons of avenues to be stylish while playing, and also have an absolute blast in the process. In its current state, Ultrakill has one act of single-player levels for you to tear through, aside from the 5-level short prologue that acts as a tutorial and horde mode. The game is lightning fast. This game legitimately makes Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal look slow. The game moves with such speed and force that it can't help but feel intense, and it's complemented by some fantastic sound design that really helps the attacks feel crunchy and solid. Deafening explosions and piercing blasts will leave you reeling after you conclude a flashy combo with an explosive finish. It can actually take some practice at first to balance style with progress. In the beginning, you might have some trouble dealing with enemies while you try to use the coins or get up close with the shotgun, and it can leave you dead quick when you're out fishing for that Ultrakill. The base gameplay and design of the game is super solid, being a fast, violent roller coaster most of the time. That said, the game isn't afraid to stray outside of its own formula either. Warning, there will be mild Act 1 spoilers from here going forward. While in something like Doom Eternal, where you're expecting it to be all demons all the time, with the earth melting down and hell spilling out of all corners of everything, Ultrakill takes a different approach sometimes to deliver some nice subversion of expectations, such as in Layer 1, when you're stuck into a beautiful garden with some peaceful music, and left to explore around, before encountering some new enemies and being greeted with some slam and breakbeat music. Or in Level 1-4, where instead of being in a level jammed full of enemies, you're presented a moonlit night, and you spend time exploring a big cathedral-type place before coming upon another robot just like you, in a boss fight that will leave you dead so quick. The pacing of the first act that we have here is really great and does a great job giving us the absolutely violent atmosphere we'd expect, while still knowing when to dial it back and change it up for some variety. Even in its short first act, I think it nails this. The first act itself is not very long at all, only taking me about 2 hours to play through in my first go. It's a really nice start to finish first arc, and I really don't fault it at all for the length, as short game lengths tend to permeate this genre these days. So, should you buy Ultrakill? Well, it depends a little. In the 2 hours of linear game content, you'll go through a full arc start to finish, and be given a nice little story tease for the other 2 acts. It's definitely a lot of fun, but to be honest, if that's how you're going to play the game, it's probably not worth the price. However, do you like score attack? Are you willing to play this game more than once? Do you like fun? Then you should probably play this game. Look, this game is just really goddamn fucking fun. The environments are cool and brutal, the pace is fast and violent, the music is loud and perfect for the gameplay, optimizing for style is a goddamn treat, the horde mode, holy shit, I didn't even talk about the horde mode, it's like the best horde mode I've ever played, and you can customize the battlefield, plus it has like the best song in the game made by Meganeko, who more people should listen to, getting P ranks is my life, mankind is dead, blood is fuel, hell is full. Sorry, where was I? The amount of polish present in Ultrakill in just one act is worth the price of entry. The score attack mechanics and challenges are a ton of fun to improve on. I've played Bayonetta and a few other style-esque games before, but before Ultrakill I was never really able to get into a score attacking system. Maybe it's just that for me, FPS was better than a character action game in terms of enjoying the style mechanics, but I also think in general it's just a really solid mechanic regardless. All the weapons feel amazing too. The coin revolver is like my favorite thing ever. I use it constantly and it's just satisfying no matter what you're doing. The shotgun is deafening and powerful, accompanied by attachments like a grenade that leaves behind a massive explosion. The minigun is ferocious and brutal, tearing enemies to shreds in seconds. And the rail cannon is absolutely deafening, destroying everything in its path. I really like all the weapon variations too. They really let you decide how you want to use each gun, and seem to be a good way to add weapon variety without adding an ocean of different weapons. In terms of the length of the story, if you're going to be going back to play it more than once, I think its short length is easily forgiven. For me, I'm treating it like the first season of a show. I got a start to finish first act with somewhat of a conclusion and a cliffhanger, and I'm ready to come back for more once it's released while still enjoying what the game has to offer right now. Early access as of right now is predicted to be finished by the end of 2021, indicating a paced dev time which will see the release of the other two acts over the course of the next year. So it's really up to you. You could support the game now and enjoy an extremely polished classic FPS experience that's sure to blow your mind and knock you on your ass, or you can wait a bit for more of the game to release. Personally, I am a huge fan of what's in the game so far, and if you're doing anything beyond playing through the first act once, it's probably worth buying right now. I think the developer has a gem on their hands, and I hope they can spend the time necessary to bring this game all the way home to a full-fledged experience. Thanks for watching. Apologies for the delay on this video. I had a water emergency in my place last week, and I couldn't exactly record audio with fans running in my house. Check out my Twitter and my Twitch. Links are in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.